Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Career Conversations with Oyin Hosni. This is a self-help and career development podcast that inspires us to fearlessly pursue our dreams and have successful careers. Each episode, we feature me having authentic conversation with established career professionals. They will share their journey, experience, and practical tips with the purpose of impacting and equipping us to improve our personal and professional lives. Joining me today is Adeola John-Waji, a seasoned banker and business leader with experience that cuts across a wide sphere of industries, including construction, retail, FMCG, macro and micro lending. Adeola dared to dream and brought her dreams to reality by co-founding a bank in 2016. She sits on the board of Shalom Microfinance Bank, and she also serves as the bank's COO, looking after its daily operations. Thank you so much, Adeola, for coming on board.
Thank you too. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be a part of what you're doing for us here and around the world, for creating awareness. Thank you very much.
Okay, now let's get into your career. Can you tell us about your career journey?
Okay, so I'd say I'm somebody that has always worked, right from school days, every short holiday, I'd go somewhere just to get some experience. And then after school, during NYSC, I got posted to Access Bank Lagos. I served at Access Bank. Then after my service, I worked briefly as a testing consultant with Globalcom. Yes, I had to go and work there for a short time. And thereafter, I saw I wasn't really enjoying that career path because it would involve me having to take some professional exams. And it wasn't really me because we had to stay in a room, check for bugs and all in the application. So I reapplied to Access Bank. And fortunately for me, I passed my tests and interviews and went to the Access Bank training school. And thereafter, I was posted to Access Bank Abuja, where I worked for 6 years until 2016, when I changed my, my calling came to be. And then I moved to Shalom Microfinance Bank, where I currently work as the Chief Operating Officer of the bank.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you mentioned that you said that your calling changed. Can you tell us a bit of, can you tell us a bit of how that get to happen?
Okay, so when I joined Access Bank, I realized that as a marketer, I was tapping into a natural, trait. There was something in me, the need to offer, render help and service to customers. You need to make a difference. They need to put a smile on people's faces. They need to go out of the ordinary to do what is, perceived as impossible. So during that time, I interacted with people across all walks of life, different sectors, construction, retail, contractors, oil and gas. I worked in different units, hospitality, and there was just something missing, really. I was dealing with the high net worth customers, people who want 1 billion, 500. And when I run into the small dudes, these people that need just a little to make a difference in their business, the 100,000s, the 500,000s, they were not taking me anywhere, because if I focus on such customers, I won't be meeting my targets.
You won't meet your target, true.
And I knew I was not touching on a part of life I wanted to. Yes, I make a difference for the big guys. What about the small people? This budding MSMEs and SMEs, these people who are trying to survive. The bank
and they're
working for,
and they're the one closer to the grassroots.
Yes, grassroots level. The have-nots, the low-income earners, the people who are doing legitimate business. These people are legit, but they just need a little help. In banking, what we do is bridge financing, to give you just a little, to give you that push to be able to buy your goods and then be able to make sales and make a spread. So it was at that point, after 6 years, I looked at it that, come, Adeola, it's about time you change, your focus. these people you've always looked at, these people you go and open account for, but you cannot give loans to, they're just numbers in your book, so they tell you to go and open account. How do you impact on there? And then I had a discussion with one of my customers who had come to, trust me, who had come to believe, because there was a lot. I don't do regular banking. When I bank you, I become all. I become your go-to person. I become your advisor. I become a service provider all round. I don't just focus on your money. I become family. Yes, that's what I do. I want to be that person you can look to for any solution. So I discussed it with her in passing. And I didn't even know she took me serious. Like, what if we start a bank, a microfinance bank? And then I discussed it a couple of other banker friends too. It was just gist. It became a reality. Like, we got a license, we got an office space, and 2016, Shalom Microfinance Bank became a thing. And that's where the journey started.
Wow. For me, that's really huge goals. I mean, who sleep and wake up and say, you know what? I have an idea, to just start a bank. Yes, you mentioned it's a microfinance bank, but to me, it's a bank. It's the same strength, it's the same idea that, I sleep and wake up and I say, I feel like starting out a bank. What do you think? I mean, I would like to know, what were, do you have any fears? And do you truly, at that point, when you had that idea pop up in your mind, do you truly believe that you guys could pull it off? What was going on in your mind at that time?
Okay, so like I said, I'm somebody whose my mind is always buzzing with ideas. God, I've thought of children's store, I've thought of crèche because I love kids. I've thought of bringing in foreign goods, foodstuffs and all, things people like to eat, but then don't have readily available. And most of the time when these ideas come, I just drop it and say, come, this thing I really don't know. Before I go and get myself in trouble, capital will waste too. But the idea of the microfinance was one for me, maybe because it was still banking. So it's something I've done for an extended period of time. It was just like a minor, it wasn't a full shift. It was just like a minor paradigm shift. Like, I'm now not just focusing on the big dudes. Now I want to give to the grassroots. Now I want to impact at a lower level of the economy. Now I want to be a part of a change. I want to be a change element. I want to put a smile on a face. I want to see a business start from nothing to something. But the fears were there because when you're comfortable in a system. So in Access Bank, I wasn't doing badly. I was having fun. I was meeting my targets. I was getting promoted. I had recognition. And there was a fear of God. You're like, if you do this and you fail, where do you start from? We all sat down, we're like, God, because you're actually living short salary, short pay. You're living, a balanced system where you're really not responsible for the decisions. You're only a part, an instrument. So Herbert Wigate takes his decisions, I'm only an instrument. But at Shalom Microfinance Bank, whatever decisions I will take, whatever decisions my MD, the other director, executive director takes, would impact not only on us, but on the business. There was that fear. So yes, we were scared. Every step of the way, there was a fear of God. Let's fall back. It's not too late. Before the resignation, and the day I resigned, my heart, there was that, okay, now you've done it. Now you've done it. One step forward. And I don't regret it actually, because it's been challenging but fun.
Wow. I mean, I'm still hearing this, like, even for me, so it feels just like, it sounds like a far-reaching goal. I mean, again, honestly, you can say today, again, it's a microfinance, but to me, it just sounds like a ceiling-shattering goal, and I'm getting...
let me tell you, we're micro, but I call my bank a hybrid, because not only do we give to the small business owners the 50,000, the 100,000, we also bank the middle, the middle working space, the middle sector, the trade and commerce sector. So I still give to people that need like 10, 5 million, you understand? So I'm not focusing. So your business can grow with me and you can still continue to learn from me. You can go from a 50 to a 5 million over time. I'm that business person that is ready to take you all the way. So if you're good, if you do good business and you are able to develop and grow your I'm ready to go all the way with any customer. So that's the beauty of what I do.
And that's amazing. So how has the journey been so far? The growth, how has it all been?
Okay, so we started in October 2016. We're Unit Microfinance Bank. So there are 3 different levels. Well, there used to be 3 now. CBN has worked on it and they've redefined it. So when we started, there were just 3 levels: the unit, the state, and the national. We started as a Unit Microfinance Bank, which means we're only allowed to have 1 branch in a state. And we're located in Lekki Phase 1. We're looking to expand because now we're bigger. We're 3 years old. For us to have more branches, we have to have a system that will be replicating. So unless you have everything perfectly in place in the 1 branch you have, you shouldn't be opening an extra one.
True.
So the focus of the bank is that we now do borderless banking. So from our working space in Lekki Phase 1, we have customers in Alaba, in Okoko, in Mowe, we have customers in Ikorodu. We leverage on electronic banking platforms. So we do transfers, we have cards, you can send us loan documents by email, you can send it through our website. So we're leveraging on those electronic platforms. I'd say so far so good. It's not without the the downs, because myself and the other executive director, who is our MD, we came from the commercial sector. She came from Zenith Bank. And when we resumed, there was a shift, like I said. In the commercial banking sector, you do the big loans, you collect all the security and collateral, you're very secure. Now, it's a different working space in the microfinance sector. If you want to do the business, you should be able to give, the customers flexibility in the area of collateral. So we do almost no collateral in our lending. So we leverage more on character and personality. We leverage more on character, capacity, and willingness of customers. We take things like vehicle particulars, guarantors, stock, really mild assets. We more or less look at your moral commitment towards the loan.
Your moral standing.
Yes, yes. We look at your trade history. So some people don't have statements. So you have to look at what they have in their shop. You ask them questions. So we work with word of mouth. Okay, how well do you sell? So it's different from when I take a statement and I do my profitability analysis, liquidity analysis. So it was a shift, and we had to actually learn to do business in the space.
That way.
Because at the beginning, it was hard to bank anybody. It was hard.
Yeah.
It was hard. I wanted the statements. I wanted the collateral. I wanted everything because I was worried about my risk. But then I realized that these people are different. They don't have the cars. Most of them don't even own cars. Most of them they don't have more than what they have in their shop and the clothes on their back. So if you want to do business with them, you should be able to use your intuition. You should be able to do word of mouth analysis, and you should be able to have faith. It's a leap of faith in the industry we operate in now. So it was a challenge, yes, but we've been able to surmount it. Wow. So now what we do is we take every customer, we do tailor-made loans. So no 2 customers are same. We look at you, we look at your capacity, we look at your personality, we look at your way of life, your spending. We look at how big your family is. We look at your family obligations, your business obligations. And based on that, we give you a loan that whatever you're repaying us, would not harm you, would not put you under a strain, and would also not overfund you. So that's how it's been. And by God's grace, it's been a success, really.
Wow. That's good to know. So again, I'll say that I'm sure, teaming up with your colleagues to own a bank will be one of you guys' biggest goals. And I know that there are also people out there that, they think like, how can I even think about this big goal? I mean, am I high on anything? So what kind of advice do you think that you can share or give to people that are feeling, they can dream, but they're thinking this dream is too big, like me, this small me dreaming of owning a bank or owning or starting, a air flight, business. I mean, what can people can dream, but the reality of am I really like
actualizing
can
it
I actualize this my
is
dream?
another thing.
Yeah. So what? And they of course, and they hesitate and they don't take any action. So what kind of advice do you think you can share with this set of people based on your own experience and now you have been able to attain this level of owning a bank?
Okay. So I'd say you said something earlier, action. You see, there are ideas out there. In short, I can tell you that every typical human being has at least 10 ideas in their head daily. If you don't act on that idea, you're not the only one that has that idea. Somebody else will act on it somewhere. And then you'll be like, oh my God, that was my dream. How come? You're not the only one thinking it. So when you have an idea, you have to first put it to paper. You have to first develop on it. Now, when you develop on it, there's also this thing about you wanting to do something by yourself. It really doesn't work. It takes, they say it takes a village to train a child, right? You have to look for like-minded individuals, to discuss, to build on, to deliberate on that idea with. People that will either tell you whether you're going the right way or you're missing it. There are people that know you and they know what you can do, which is what happened with myself and my colleagues, my friends, because I had people prompting me and promoting me. I had family support, my parents, my husband, people telling me, Adeola, this is you. This is you. This is, in short, everything you just said is what you do on a daily basis. So you're just doing it on a bigger scale. Now you're getting to take your decisions by yourself. You have to relate. Like I said, I went to somebody who I've banked for an extended period of time, who stamped on it. You understand? She's more or less like a mentor who told me, see, in short, you've never bought anything better than this before. Outside of that, you need to look for the financial. So you see, there are ideas, but you need financial support. So the financial muscle, the financial support, you need to get investors. And that's another reason why I said over time, you need to build a trust. How would I say it? A trust. People have to trust you. You have to have made your mark. Nobody would invest in somebody they've not come to believe in over time. So the financial backing is what now brings it into actualization. You need to discuss with experts. When we're about to start, we got a consultant, somebody who had been in the industry for years, the microfinance industry, who guided us through every step. So it wasn't frustrating. He had been through it, so he knew everything. Every bottleneck, he helped us cross it. It came at a cost. You can't want to achieve something big and be cheap.
I like that point. No, I like that
you
point.
Can't be.
You can't aim higher and then you are now you're trying to be cheap. So
and then you have to look at your staff structure. There are some spaces you need to fill. I tell you something, to this very day, I still learn from my staff. To this very day, I still sit in a room and they train me. Like the processes they still take me through. We sit in a room and these people, I'm like, can you share your thoughts on this process? They come with ideas. It's an open ground. It's a level ground in my office. What do you have to offer? What's in your head? Think outside the box. Bring that crazy idea. Let me hear it. Nothing is stupid. We would fine tune it. You understand? And it's nice because you see people who used to be lukewarm, they come out of their shell.
Yeah.
I had somebody who said, oh, she could never come up with creative stuff for the website. We handle our website and our social media handle ourselves. We do not take a consultant for that.
And your social media handle is beautiful, I have to say.
Yeah, she's doing it. That person is now the person that sends me stuff for approval. Now she sends it to me, I fine tune it, and she's beautiful. So you see, we're growing ourselves. So I'm not just growing a business, I'm building people. And that is it. We interview you. The consultant was also on board because he had to advise us. So if you had left me, I'd have been looking for the kind of person I was. So I'd have been looking for a BSc holder who has 10 years experience. No, the microfinance system is different. You're looking at OND, HND, people who have worked in other banks. Now, for the lower level of staff, you're looking at people who have little experience in marketing. It might have even been when they were in school, they sold weave on. That person has, you know, a mindset, a thinking. That person is a marketer already. Yes, it's innate. It's a part of that person. So you see, the consultant guided us, you know, and it helped us build a staff strength. Also, there's the thought of the fact that you can't know it all. You can't have everything at the beginning. You're laying building blocks, baby steps. And at the start of your business, you can't be forming an entrepreneur. Everybody has to roll up their sleeve. All hands on deck. You know, there was a training. There was something I watched recently, and it spoke to me. It was like the way our business started. We came together, my MD, God bless her, she worked, I wasn't based in Lagos. She brought her she says your network is your net worth. She brought a network.
She brought everything. Everybody brought everything, your heart to the table.
Brought mine from Abuja, so everybody put what they had on the table, all hands on deck. We are there, we show up, bring the customer, we meet the customers. There's no pride. You're a market woman, I will meet you. I was going to Oshodi, I was going to mile 12. She was going to Oshodi, she was going to mile 12. We're going everywhere together. So you see, you can't be a business owner, you can't be a director in a business and sit back and expect that if they see you do it, they will do it. They need to see that you're a part of the working family, not the earning and chopping family.
I mean, you see, this part of the way you answer this question, I'm so bummed, and I know that a lot of people will take learnings and cues from it. You just, you really just hit the nail on the head for anybody. I mean, and I really appreciate that. So my next question, I mean, with all this, sometimes with all these challenges, of course, with all this, I will call it high responsibility of, being at the forefront of this kind of, amazing and financial business. Do you ever at some point, feel the imposter syndrome to say that, am I really good enough? Do I deserve to be here? Because you are making big decisions. You are, at the center of people's lives. Do you sometimes feel worthy? And if yes, and I just wanted to know if you have this imposter syndrome effect, and if yes, how do you now deal with it?
It's on a daily basis. I second guess myself daily. I'm right there. I'm having a meeting and I'm thinking, Adeola, this thing you're saying, do you think it's achievable? Am I on the right track? There are days that it's like, God, should I just stop? There are days myself and the MD would sit there and say, oh my God, Adeola, really, sometimes it feels like we should just close this bank and go and sleep, especially when our regulators come. So, when your regulators come, they pick all the infractions in this world and they give you like a list of 25 things you need to answer them on. And it's very unbearable that sometimes the banking platform can be down, that sometimes you have a transaction for a customer and it's urgent, and it seems like the processes are not working. During the COVID time, we had to do moratoriums, we had to do restructures. I felt like just going home to bed. I felt like going to sleep. So when I'm in this mood, I go to those people. I go to my dad. My dad is somebody that when I was in Access Bank, my first day in Access Bank, when they gave me a target of 1 billion, and I called him and said, Madam, do you want to come back home or do you want to get to work? He doesn't ever tell me I'm right. If my boss is upset with me and I call him and say, I'm going to take ice cream. Now, that thing your boss told you to do, did you do it right? So you see, I have people who push me to be a better me. So in those instances, I go to my husband now. I say, Mr. Man, fortunately, he's also a banker. So he'll say, Madam, calm down. Whatever you are seeing, I know you. People have gone through it and they have survived it. You're a banker through and through. You don't know what you say. Now, there's a solution to every problem. You have just not found it. Find the solution. Stop crying. Stop rounding. Stop pitying yourself. Stop the pity party. You people started this business to help, to grow businesses. You say when you come home in the evening, your joy is you changed a situation. Don't ever distrust what you started. Don't ever, because you are the strength, you're the powerhouse. People look to you. They see the non-verbal cues. They know when you're sad. They know when you feel lost. Now they can't draw strength from you. So, when I have such conversations, I call my friends, they tell me, I have people like Ella that encourage me. When you listen to stories, I read your page, I'm reading pages that enlighten me, that influence me to be a better me. I get back to the drawing board. I get back to the drawing board and I start over. And I can tell you that in every instance, it has turned out right.
Thank you so much, Jola, for sharing this. Even for me, I'm like motivated to listen to you, and I'm sure I'm going to listen to this over and over again. So, having said that, is there anything you want to add, like a closing message that we have not covered?
Okay, it's just my watchword. I said it earlier. That thing my husband has come to infuse in me. There are no impossibilities in life.
I agree with you.
We just have to try till we find a way. There's a way around every situation and everything. With God, I say God is the pillar. With God and with your effort, you have to work with your effort, with your thinking, with your application, everything. Reach higher at every point in time. Never underestimate yourself. Always strive to be a better you. That's it. That's what keeps me going. That's what, puts me out there on a daily basis in this fight to be a better me. And I believe everybody has an opportunity and has a chance to be a better them. You can rewrite your story. You can make yourself a bigger person and a bigger you. All you have to do is try.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank you so much, Jola. This has been refreshing. It has been motivating.
Thank you, Oyin.
It has been fired up. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So,
thank you very much.
Okay, so at this point, I say have a lovely day and speak to you soon.
All right, darling. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for sticking till the end. I appreciate the time you have decided to spend with me. Kindly share this podcast with your friends, and if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, please take a minute to drop a review. I would personally love to hear from you. Feel free to send me an email or DM with your comments, suggestions, and feedback. Till next time, never stop believing and pursuing your dreams. You will realize it takes you to take a bet on you.